never talk unless we're forced to talk. So.
And is this forcing it? Maybe we should do an episode in the hot tub.
No one wants to see me with my shirt off.
Are we going to talk about the comments you've gotten? Because I feel like this is just an opening that you want to talk about how people do want to see you with your shirt off.
The internet's ruthless.
The internet is fucking ruthless.
Wait, who said they want my shirt off? I never read that.
Oh, now we're listening.
Give me a wrench.
I think we're going to do a new segment. I've just started it.
I do work out.
We should call it Ranch Hand Reacts. And I'm going to read comments from my social media. Because I protect you from a lot of it.
I actually choose not to look at a lot of social media.
Yeah.
Like, I support you in what you do on social media. But I will admit, unless you tell me to look at something you posted.
I know you don't.
9 times out of 10, I have not seen what you
He doesn't fucking like it. He doesn't say shit. Or I'll be like, oh, did you see that? And he goes, oh yeah. I'm like, cool. Well, you didn't fucking.
It's a quick scroll. Quick one.
So fucked.
But I do support her and I understand what she's doing and I trust what she posts, but
trusts?
Well,
the fuck?
Well, I trust, but like I know you're always posting good content. But I'm just saying I don't have the time to be on there all the time, keeping up with everything you post. You post a lot.
Okay.
It's hard to keep up with you.
I mean, okay. Well, other people do it.
Let's just say this. I live the posts. I live through them. I'm around for when a lot of these posts are getting made. I'm the background guy.
Well, I think you need to change your tune a little bit because you have become a bit of a social media influencer as of late. I think you're...
Yeah, I'm not to brag, but I'm over 1,000.
You just cracked 1,000, eh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did build you. I created
Started from nothing.
That's right. You started from nothing. Rancher Andy. You also got your first brand deal, sort of.
Yeah, I have a brand deal.
It's loose. Brand deal is a loose term. More so, a lovely company, workwear company, has sent me some clothes, and Andy rode my coattails in on that one, and he sneaked through and got some gear as well. So I'm hoping he's feeling it.
Hoping my next brand deal is maybe Can-Am or something. Maybe they can reach out to me. If you know hit me up in my DMs.
If you didn't hear, he has 1,000 followers.
Yeah, I can really help your business.
And he uses the Comic Sans font on his stories with like the worst color blocking. Like I can't understand it. Yeah. So anyway, email him.
Followers don't mind.
Anyway,
fans like it.
So I want to jump back to. I want to talk about what you think about my lumber Laurel era.
I like it. Okay. It's been entertaining. This all stemmed from when you decided to close the doors of the in-person shopping in the store. And I don't know whether we had a talk about how we're desperately needing wood. And you've always been a big fan of some Thor guy.
Okay, it's actually humiliating because Thor is literally spoken about on every season of this fucking podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The last time we talked, we mentioned him.
So you always talk about him. I don't know whether it's because we look similar body types. I don't know what it is. But anyway, you always seem to bring him up. And I get it. I get the comparisons. So
yeah, I'm glad you can see that.
Anyway, and I always cut wood because we need it for our home. Mm-hmm. And I think I stressed to you a few months back how I'm falling behind. I never had time to cut all the wood. So, you being a big Bradley Thor fan, you're like, oh,
it's Thor Bradley.
Thor Bradley fan, whatever.
I'm so sorry, Thor.
That you said you'd maybe like to try and split some wood. So the idea was we would go out there and learn. Even though we have a gas splitter, people.
It started because I said, I don't know what it was, but a few months ago I decided, I'm like, I really want to learn how to use the chainsaw. That's where it started.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Thor has anything to do with that.
And then what happened with the chainsaw? I went out there and I cut some pieces and then I let you hold it and you're like, no. How did that turn out?
I did a really good job. What do you mean?
And our chainsaw isn't that big. It's kind of
I'm fucking sorry. What do you mean? Are you suggesting it was a fail? Because I did amazing. But then I got tired and I didn't want to do it anymore.
That's what it was. It's too heavy.
Well, I want a smaller one. But you didn't buy me one.
The smaller one's not going to do shit.
Anyway, I conquered that. I did it. And I scratched it off the bucket list. I didn't say I wanted to start chainsawing regularly. Well, I just wanted to learn how to do it. Now I know how.
Maybe you should talk to your father-in-law.
What about what?
He has a steel chainsaw,
Steel.
two sizes down from the one we have
Two
that
sizes
he uses
down.
all the time because it's lighter and easier.
Oh, it's gas?
It's exactly like ours, but smaller.
I'm going to take it for a test run.
And he actually, the last 3 times he's come out to cut wood, he doesn't even take ours. He takes his.
Oh, I'm going to take that for a test run. You
So
didn't tell me that.
maybe you could sweet talk him and ask to borrow it, and then you could learn to use that. And if you like that, maybe just Santa Claus might bring you something.
AK, I'll buy it for myself because if I want it, I'll get it.
Okay, but you need money to buy it.
Yeah. It just falls from the sky. Anyway, chainsaw. Start with a chainsaw.
Chainsaw
I
was too
wanted
heavy.
to learn it.
You want to learn it.
I did learn it. I'm amazing at it, but I've conquered that and I'm done.
Chainsaw is also pretty dangerous, but
Yeah, I'm
especially when
scared of it.
it is a little heavy for you. Not because you're a girl, but because it actually is heavy. Like when I run that thing for a good hour or so, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So anyway, then you got into the axe splitting, and then the one axe we do have was garbage. It's kind of more meant for if you get your chainsaw stuck, you can kind of use it and chip away at it.
Like a felling axe.
So then you researched all these different types of axes and what they're good for, and then you just decided to go out and spend $300, $400 on.
Here's what happened:
on
is
axes
the chainsaw was a goal. I'm very goal oriented. You know this. Check. I learned how to do
really
it.
should have gone the other way though.
No, but that's where it had to start there because that was what I was interested in. I, for whatever reason, had this planted in my mind for the last few years, really, that I was like, I would like to one day learn how to do it. And then, in this winter, I was like, okay, I want to try it. And then this all comes back to the mercantile closing because I didn't have time for this.
So, so that's what I was
Yeah.
saying is that I stressed how I'm falling behind because now I work Monday to Friday all the time and I have less time to cut wood. So I need help. And then you said, well, if you just cut big pieces of wood and I can learn how to split, and then I'll just split on when I have free time here at home. And I kind of like that idea. And so you've started to learn, and then you decided to spend $400 on different types of axes. And
I've got more in the cart.
okay. And anyway, so I've supported your little hobby.
Oh.
But since you started your hobby, we've had wood. Because
we have.
As long as I can get out and
I
cut
just made a dirty joke and you didn't even pick up on it. We've had wood. Oh, why did you do that?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Okay.
As long as I cut some big chunks and have them up by the shed for you, I'll know that some wood will get split and we'll have some for the boiler. So
it might take 4 weeks because I refuse to use the splitter.
Since Christmas, I think this is a record. Since Christmas, that boiler has been running nonstop. We shut it off for 2 days last week. That boiler out there has been running for a month and a half straight, which is a record in the last 3 years because we've actually had the wood to keep up with it. So
you're welcome.
Kudos to you, which is what you're waiting for.
I was. Yeah, I love kudos.
But we're starting to, well, I see that the split pile hasn't moved into the shed.
That's
though.
not my job.
Yeah, so
That's
we'll
none
work
of my
on that.
business.
That should be your next hobby. But anyway,
That's actually none of my business.
there does need to be a trip coming up here soon where I get out and cut some more big pieces for you because you kind of gone through it all because you're an animal.
I am.
I love you.
I have to burp.
Anyway, she's doing really good. I'm proud of her. He posted some pretty funny videos, and it's for whatever reason, people are savages out there with the comments, and as a result, most of your wood cutting videos have gone like super viral.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because
it's so dumb.
I honestly look back at some of your other reels that you've posted, and you have some hilarious ones. But the fact that these ones are the ones taken off, I don't know.
It comes down to the fact that it's brought in. If people argue in your comment section, you're going to go viral. And apparently, chopping wood is controversial.
Yeah, a lot of men are threatened by a strong woman.
You're not.
I'm very attracted to it. It's my Achilles heel, I guess. It is. I've said that since the first time you helped me with stuff out on the farm, is that it is very attractive when I see a strong woman out there not afraid to work.
Well, that's also when we met. I was playing college basketball. We were both athletes. So I don't think being threatened, not that I was like
that's
strong,
nothing new, really.
But it's like we were always like I was
It's like
capable.
Sports
I don't know.
has transitioned into ranching.
Yeah, that's the slippery slope, the
Yeah.
pipeline. That's how it always goes, eh?
It's a gateway drug. Sports is a gateway drug to
basketball
ranching.
to cows.
Yeah.
What?
It's a gateway drug to ranching and debt.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that though.
No, we're
that's depressing.
Our GoFundMe page is going live tomorrow.
Please. In the arms of an angel. Buy from our store.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Seriously though. Wait. Okay. Point of that. So yeah. So I tried the chainsaw, and then for whatever reason, I was like, well, fuck it. I tackled that. Let's try the axe. So I grabbed this like piece of shit, dull felling axe. I don't know what type of axes are, and I just started hacking away at this fucking wood. And I think the first time I did it, I did make a video, and it was funny. It's funny because I've shared that video from like literally the first time I picked up an axe. And that was, I don't know, not even 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, 1 month ago. I don't know, 1 month ago. And now I'm a full-blown fucking lumberjack.
And you're like, I don't pay attention to it unless you bring it up to me. But your following, since you started posting these wood cutting videos, has doubled.
It's literally almost
It's insane.
my
thank
Instagram
you, I guess. But like,
my Instagram didn't change. It has kind of stayed around the same place. Like it slowly climbs, whatever, but it hasn't moved for a long time. And I think I got 20,000 followers in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, it's crazy.
Doesn't even fucking make sense.
And Rancher Andy has gotten a few too. So
Yeah, you're welcome.
shout out to the fans. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you've been following the lumber Laurel era, someone else called it that. I don't even know who to give credit to that. It's the best thing I've ever heard. Anyway, lumber Laurel.
But anyway, for all the little weak men out there that are threatened by my wife, maybe grow a pair and accept that women can do things too, and I'm okay with it, and I'm not leaving her. So rest assured, it's something that's very attractive in a woman for me. So I'm not leaving my wife. So. Even though they suggest to you that I should be leaving you.
Yeah.
Especially for some of your outfit choices as of late. But
my giant Carhartt jeans.
yeah, she comes out of the room there yesterday with, I'm pretty sure an old farmer used to wear them from down the road. I don't know where you got these.
For sure my grandfather's.
There's Carhartt jeans that are 4 sizes too big. But anyway, it's literally something an old farmer would wear. Like, I don't even think I would wear them. And
they're fucking comfortable.
Sure, they're comfortable for an old man.
I'm an old man then.
And she comes wearing out, and not really the most flattering, but hey, she's her own person. I'm not going to judge. So, but I did judge.
You did judge. I think we'll take this time to go through some comments.
Okay.
And should I read the ones from TikTok because you haven't seen those ones?
Yeah, I don't have TikTok.
Anyway, so a lot of some videos as of late have gone viral on both platforms. And normally Instagram used to be more of like a safe place. But like once you reach the threshold of like, I don't even know, 300, 400,000 views. Once you hit that, I feel, or even sooner, fucking it's fair game. And then it's just the comments become so crazy. And then, yeah, men are very triggered by a woman with an axe. It's so weird.
Yeah, and I don't understand that.
I don't understand it because the video that initially went like crazy viral on both platforms was literally a video just cutting wood with Andy. You guys have been listening this long, then this is our banter. This is how we're competitive. We are cheeky, whatever. So in this video, he makes a joke. I was like, oh, so I asked him to, like, I couldn't get this log split. So I asked him to do it. And then he gets it. And I'm like, oh, so it must not have been that hard. And he goes, oh, no, it was, but I'm just a man. And he's saying that in a fucking joking way because he would never say that to me that way because he knows I would literally murder him.
But people need to understand that we've been together a long, long time.
I know.
And that me saying that in a non-joking matter, and if I were serious,
you'd be dead.
I'd be either dead or there'd be papers sitting on the table the next day. So
yeah,
let's just put that in perspective, everybody. So me saying that is always going to be a joke because I know my boundaries with this woman.
That life or death is the boundary.
It's life or death.
And he knows that. And I know that. And it's funny because...
And I want my children to have a father. So
right. So yeah, like that's just our thing and it's funny. And so like, and he does that to rile me up and it's annoying because we're competitive and he knows that's going to piss me off. And it worked and it's funny. Anyway, I thought it was funny. And like the kids are in the background of the video, like whatever, being cute. And I posted it as just like a garbage post. I wasn't even gonna post it. I was just, I don't know. It was one of those where I was like, whatever, fine, I'll post it. And I woke up to like fucking 2 million. I don't even know. It was ridiculous that they turned this wholesome video into just like, oh, you should leave her. Fuck that lady she's a psycho.
It was pretty eye-opening for me, and I did give some thought to it, but I decided to stay with her. So
You gave some thought to it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so Andy doesn't have TikTok because he's a boomer, so he doesn't see comments there.
I limit my time on the internet or social media for my own mental health.
Okay. Or is it that you're a boomer?
No, it can consume you if you want to do too much of it.
Can it?
Yes.
I have no idea. Oh, did you just mansplain the internet to me?
Yeah, sometimes
you just mansplained a fucking Instagram to me. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, like honestly, the takeaway was just like men just being mad and like, oh, someone was like, is this toxic femininity? Like what is what? Are you scrolling on your phone right now? What are you doing?
I was just checking something. I've got a couple more followers.
Okay.
Yeah, we already said that. Toxic masculinity from...
someone calls me sweetheart. On it, so there were a lot of just like very a lot of misogynistic comments from men, but it was even more eye-opening was the fact that there were disgusting comments from women with like internalized misogyny. Like it's so gross.
Yeah, I read some of those on your Instagram. Some of the women that were like, this is a man's, like the ones where this is a man's job. Let the men do it. Know your place and stuff like that. I'm like, what kind of woman believes that? Like, are you still stuck in the 1800s or early 1900s where
literally 20 years ago? Like what are you doing?
Yes, we live in the country and we are a traditional in a sense where we're trying to be sustainable and live off the land like they did back in the day. Yes. But the way people are treated or viewed as far as genders that's old fashioned thinking. Like a woman can do everything a man can do. And, you know, I can do everything a woman can do except for give birth. And
that's a pretty big fucking one. And I understand also, so I don't even know, like people have their own fucking like conversations with themselves in the comments. Like this video, wholesome, a family, like just lovingly joking and competitively just chopping wood together. And then it turns into the video that like, I hate men, which I mean, they're not helping that case because they're not helping. And that, that's such a toxic relationship. Or like it turned into with this person, this was from a woman. Ladies, please let men do men things. They do it best, clearly, and deserve praise for it. We need to take this faulty masculine energy into our femininity, not toxic.
And yes. And I wholeheartedly disagree with the way that ladies' mentality is. But I agree. There's a time and a place to appreciate what men do, but it's not to say that you can't do it. Like there's times where you appreciate that I've gone out and I've done something for us. I appreciate what you've gone out and do, but it's not saying that you can't go do that or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or we take turns doing it.
I think ultimately we appreciate our partners no matter their fucking gender.
That's what it is. You just appreciate what they're doing. You don't appreciate it because only they can do it.
Yeah. Like it doesn't matter. Like, oh my God. And then there's people being like, you're so stupid if you think you're not that you think you're better than him. And I'm like, when the fuck did I literally say I was better?
And you've never said that to me.
Like I am better than you.
No. But you know that I am stronger than you. You're not denying that.
Look, stronger. Oh, okay. I mean, you are physically larger than me. You have testosterone biologically.
I'm talking about splitting wood.
Yes,
over there.
So am I, bitch.
There's stuff you can't break that I can.
Because, listen, biologically, we are different.
Yes.
Of course.
Neither of us are denying
you are
that.
However many pounds larger than me. Probably 10.
How many? What? Pounds? Yeah. That's cute.
Someone actually made a comment about you looking like you could fight a bear.
Okay.
Anyway, so obviously I get it. Like you are larger than me. You have literal testosterone.
When you say larger, why are you doing this? Like I don't have a gut.
You're larger. And so obviously physics with an axe, you're going to have more strength. But I do think there's something about leverage that like, anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Levers.
So I get it.
I am
not, I am not fucking saying that I think I am physically stronger, but I do think I have better technique and better skill than you.
Yeah, because I will admit, you have split wood more than me.
In your entire life.
In my entire life. Because
we've never done it.
I've done a little bit of it, but for the majority, I just pull the gas splitter out of the shed and use the gas splitter.
And that's just fine. People were also mad about that. Why don't you have a splitter? You should get a splitter. I fucking have one. God forbid, I enjoy the activity.
God forbid the government takes our gasoline away and we have to split it by hand. But now we know how.
Yeah. It'll take longer. And it's like a workout. It's fucking, like we said it before, like a great family activity. We're teaching our kids lessons. I'm getting workout. I'm getting out some anger so I don't kick his ass later.
Actually,
you know
that's
what
a big part of it too. Like we being, I say ex-athletes, us being athletic, and we used to, when before kids, we used to work out all the time and always go to the gym. And wood splitting is literally turned into you going to the gym. Yeah. This is your workout. And I support that. This is what you're doing for your health and your mental health.
Yeah.
And that's why I 100% want you to do it, because it's benefiting us for a wood purpose. It's benefiting your mental health, your physical health. It checks all the boxes. So why wouldn't I support this hobby? It's not even a hobby. It's something that has to get done.
Thank you. Stop calling it a hobby.
It's not a hobby because it has to get done.
It's a chore.
So it's either you doing it by hand out there or me rolling over the gas splitter and doing it all myself by myself.
And me getting it done now frees up, like before you would be doing the splitter. And now you don't have to do that because this is done. It's all just about balance.
The next stage is you just putting the wood away when you're done splitting.
No, that's none of my business. Okay. No, I just split. It has become like my new routine. And I was worried it was like just an ADHD hyperfixation where like I'm obsessed with something and then I like stop.
Yeah, you do a lot of that.
But like I am obsessed, and I literally mean that because I am always thinking about splitting wood. I don't know why.
I'm obsessed now too because I've set the wood shed up in a way where like all our axes and splitting mauls are all like hung up perfectly on the thing. And then I have my nice chainsaw stand up there now, and everything looks so nice. And like I get in there and I turn around when I load in the boiler and I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good. And it like actually makes me want to go split some wood. But then I worry every time I go out there, you guys are all still sleeping. So I'm worried that I wake you if I split a little bit.
I don't want you to touch my axe. It's mine.
But I'll let you touch my wood.
Okay.
You can do that.
But yeah, because it's like, yes. So I also, Andy gave his whole back history of athleticism, but like I didn't play hockey, but I did basketball for like ever. And that went in, and then I did all the sports in high school, and then I played college basketball. So I was literally sports was also always just like my thing. And then when college ended, then that turned into like, I was a gym rat because I needed that like physical outlet, like.
And you still do. And it's like, you don't like, it's funny because as soon as people have kids, or we had kids, it's so easy to get consumed with the kids and forget about that part of your life.
I haven't had that in years.
And then you wonder why, like I know everyone has their share of mental health problems and depression and everything else, right? But you don't realize how much of a benefit it is to get out, work out. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to a gym to work out. And to have that outlet to exercise or exert energy like that for an extended period of time, that is the biggest benefit to mental health. Like it's only going to help you. And I think since you've taken up that hobby, that has now given you an outlet for exercise again in your life. Not that you needed it. You've always been in great shape. But it's, again, making you a better person.
I haven't had I haven't been able to. And this also goes with like being the mom and the default parent, because you're the parent that works full time out of the home. And so like I've always was a routine with the gym and whatever sports, and then having kids. Our oldest is 5 now. And like, I have not had any semblance of any kind of fucking routine like that, because there is no routine when you have fucking young children. Like they have a routine, but your routine is just being a slave to their routine. Right. Like,
oh yeah,
so like, speaking of resentment, sure. Like Andy will get to go to work in the morning. Oh, you have a gym at your work. Fantastic. He'd get into a routine and like go and have this like gets up at the same time every day, goes to work the same time every day, hits the gym the same time every day, sits down and has fucking lunch the same time every day. So like I haven't had that at all. And it's like, there's obviously so many benefits that outweigh that small-ish thing. But it's a con nonetheless. And it's something that I haven't had. And so I haven't been able to have a outlet like that. And then, so I think it's just like a beautiful storm right now of all the things happening at the same time, where it's like I've freed up more time by Xing things out of my life and schedule that aren't serving me or are taking up too much time. I'm prioritizing the right things, and I've found something that I love doing, and it's all just like, it's groovy, baby.
You're in a good rhythm right now.
I think I'm in a good rhythm. But yeah, I am obsessed, and I've only been doing it for like 4 weeks.
Think about the summer, like on a nice warm day.
Think about how jacked I'll be in the summer.
You can do tarps off, get a tan, split some wood, while we're all out here working on the chickens, moving cows.
We'll have a podcast again in another year, because right now I'm saying how, I'm in a good space. It's all healthy. I prioritize. I become just fully like consumed in lumberjacking. I haven't seen my children in months. I just live in the forest, and I just there's no trees left in our forest because I've chopped them all down.
It would take forever to cut down all the trees. Actually.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm really into it. And I'm like kind of good. I actually think I'm kind of good.
For the record too, those tree huggers out there, cutting wood is still a sustainable business practice, still a sustainable practice, I should say, because when we cut trees down, we plant trees. So I've planted so many trees over the last 3
you have,
years.
but we don't even, when do we ever cut down live trees though?
I know, and that's the other thing. We only usually, we've had to take down a couple live ones for obvious reasons.
Just for like dangerous location, whatever.
But for the majority, all the wood we cut is dead trees that are already died, and we're just taking them down.
They already fell over.
And regardless, every year I make a point to plant more trees. I think I've probably planted at least 50 trees in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. I just ordered another 100 that I'm planting this spring.
Did you order it yesterday?
Yeah. Sick. 100 trees that we're planting on our property.
You got 100 maples?
No.
Oh.
I got
I'm like, shit, you got money?
I got spruces like these guys.
Did you get the maples?
No, not yet.
We'll talk about this later.
They're not part of the seedling program.
Yeah, so...
But anyway, I'm just saying, wood cutting is a sustainable practice, whether you believe it or not. It is, because you can grow more trees.
Like, provided you do have the sustainable practices implemented.
As long as you have them implemented.
Yeah, but like we're in a surplus plus because we're literally not cutting down live trees.
There are thousands of dead trees out there that need to be cleaned up, and that's all we've ever been cutting. So,
and it's kind of funny how the tables have turned, because we used to not be like, up until now, we have not been able to keep up with the boiler with enough wood. And now I'm like, where's the wood, bitch? We can't even get out to bring any deads up because it's behind our pasture, and it's been so wet that we can't drive out there.
An abnormally wet winter. Like southwestern Ontario has seen very mild temperatures this winter, and everything's just mud everywhere. Yeah. So us getting back to the bush to cut wood is only going to create ruts in our field, down our lanes.
Which will just fuck our pasture that we just spent money on.
It'll just screw everything up, so we avoid it, and sometimes I just have to walk back there.
Yes, you should do that, because now I'm like, I have no wood to split. Like, I've split all the wood.
Yeah, I'll get you some wood.
Anyway, it's funny because this whole journey started with a video that I shared. And I at the time had no idea that it would go anywhere. But it's been like a little diary, because my first ever wood splitting session is on there. And then you can see me progress, because I've been practicing and whatever. Anyway, I love it. And a lot of people on the internet love it too. They're really nice. And then they're equally like a lot of like psychos, and it's like really ugly and gross. So yeah, whatever. It's too much work to find the comments, but you go ahead and take a gander if you want. It's very overwhelming. There's a lot. But they're really like sexist comments. That's the vibe. And just like the women chiming in about like men being better, and women just need to, we just need to accept that. And it's like so crazy, because I know, like, as a creator in like the agricultural space, like I talk about it all the time about the stereotypes and like gender barriers, even in ag. And I've polled people, and like I've heard from people say like, oh, I don't really think sexism exists anymore. I think blah, 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 blah. I'm like, go look in my fucking comment section. If you think sexism doesn't exist. Holy fuck.
You know what? I was one of those people. I actually believe that the majority of people aren't like that. And they are. Most people aren't like that we know of. But since you've had those recent posts, I'm just blown away by people's outlook on things, or people's on stereotypical, what certain genders should be doing and whatever. Like, I was actually taken back by that. I'm like, I didn't think people still thought like that.
I know.
They do.
And it's also like the word feminism, like men are so triggered by that. It's like literally just equality.
Yeah.
But they're so mad. And it's like, what? Like someone commented like, oh, whoa, he married a feminist. Like that sucks. I'm like, I don't understand how that's supposed to be an insult. What? Like it makes no sense.
You've always been the way you are. You are more outspoken today, years down the road, than you've ever been, because you have a platform.
And because I don't give a fuck at the same time. It's a dangerous combination.
That's just an age thing. Neither of us give a fuck about anything
It's
anymore.
a dangerous combination that my give a fucks have declined at the same time that I've gotten a platform.
Now I understand it. Now I understand the old people thing, right?
I get it. I'm going to be a grumpy bitch.
You always get the grandma and grandpa that are just like, they say whatever the fuck they want to say and you can't change them. I get that now. I get it.
Yeah. I'm going to be such a bitch. Like I am, but I mean like as a grandma or like an old lady.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get old. It'll be fun.
Anyway, it has been very eye-opening also for me because I did know it existed, but like, I don't know. I knew the men were going to show up, but then I think for me, I like seeing so many women saying it, I was like, what the fucking tarnation?
That I don't understand.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You want to go backwards?
It's like it's like internalized misogyny. It's how they were raised. It's how they are, and they're perpetuating that to their kids and whatever.
Women have fought so hard to get into positions that men have always held and stuff like that. I just think politics, for example, like all of a sudden now they have in the U.S. there next door, they have a woman that's the vice president, and that's never happened, right? As far as I know. So like women have fought to get into positions that men have always held in the past. So they're making ground, let's say. But why would you want to go back to traditional ways of viewing a gender and making that acceptable? That's going backwards, in my opinion, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why are people...
I don't know.
I like it the way it was.
When we couldn't vote.
Back in the 20s, in the 30s.
Literally, though, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's like...
My voice doesn't count.
What? Oh. Yeah, I don't get it. But like...
Or like they want to be controlled. Like, it's like you saying, please just tell me what I'm allowed to do.
When have I ever... What?
That's basically what they're saying, the way it should be.
Oh.
In their view, I should be the one telling you what you're allowed to do and what your role is. You're only allowed to do this, this, and this for our family. I go out, I provide, I do all the manual or physical stuff and labor-intensive stuff. Your job's in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'd rather be burned at the stake.
That's what I mean. That's the mentality that they're thinking.
And I don't get it.
And that's going backwards. There's no reason for that anymore.
I know. And that's why I'm so glad that we're on the same page, because our kids, like, I don't want to tell my daughter.
I don't want our daughter to
want my
grow
son
up thinking that she can't be the prime minister of Canada.
Or that she can't drive a fucking tractor.
Exactly. Yeah, our daughter's on the tractor all the time with me, and so is the little guy.
They are going to get the same opportunities. It's not going to be like,
the only reason the little guy goes on the tractor with me more right now is because
he's really into it.
Because he's really into it.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's a boy thing, and he's lighter.
Yeah.
He's easier for me to put on my lap.
Yes.
The oldest
She's
is
getting heavy.
getting pretty hard, and half the time when she does sit normally on me, her mop of the hair is just going in my face, and I almost crash.
Yeah. Oh, I don't love to hear that.
Yeah. I almost crash.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like traditional gender roles. Like that's not something I don't really think. I'm actually really not worried about it. Like with our kids, like unless they're learning it at school.
I'm not worried about it because of where we live and how we live.
And just like us, I think it's not about. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, if you are a housewife that bakes bread and doesn't do anything else, like you are an anti-feminist.
Speaking of that, I really was looking.
I really want to buy a bread maker
for you. Yeah.
We'll talk after. I want to tell this important point. If that's what you choose to do, I hope you feel fulfillment. Do it. It's the whole point is it's your fucking choice. That's feminism, is having the fucking choice. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom and you want to do all the things that a traditional gender role dictate, do it. If you want to, it is your choice, and that is feminism.
I'm not going to judge, but don't bring the rest of society down because the way you view something. Keep it to yourself, or no, you don't have to keep it yourself. Keep it within your household.
Don't be harmful.
Or
you can share your opinion, but if you're hurting, just don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
I think ultimately
EELE. Everybody love everybody.
I've never heard of that before. ELE.
ELE.
Yeah, like I just think it's a matter of having your own choice. It's a matter of what works for you and for your family and your partnership. Like here's something that's just not that I have any of these traditional wives that are in my comment section listening right now. Something that's going to blow their socks off is, guess what, guys? Oh, the men are going to hate this. I don't do the dishes.
Oh, actually, that was on my notes today to talk about. I make our daughter's lunch. Can you guys believe that? Except for today, so sorry about that. But typically, when I make my lunch for work, I make my daughter's lunch for school. And I'm sure that blows a lot of people's minds away for some of these people that are commenting on these negative comments. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's your job. Mm-mm. I think that's our job as parents.
Yeah.
So and
it's not a job. It's
most of the time I just do it because I'm making my own lunch. So it's convenient. I'll just make my daughter's lunch too. And I'll make his when he starts school someday.
But you're doing it because for me in the morning, he's gone.
It takes the load off you in the morning. Yes.
My fucking workload in the morning is insane. Drop off, school bus, getting the kids right. It's if you know, it's fucking mornings are awful.
You know.
So this small, simple, fucking very easy, small task that he does the night before is to help me. Yeah. It's not.
I wish we could reverse roles and she could go to my job and I would take the kids, but I would probably get sick of it after a week. So I'll just continue with the way we're doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to go off more about the dishes thing.
The dishes is annoying because I'll get home after a long day of work and they'll be stacked. Usually actually not even in the sink, stacked on the counter.
You're just outing yourself because the only way that there could be dishes on the counter is if you didn't do it the night before.
Oh yeah, because it's my job.
It is though. It's kind of how it's gone, and that's probably going to blow a lot of people's minds. As long as she makes the
dinner, I do the dishes.
Yeah, and then when he makes dinner, he also does the dishes. Plot twist. Yeah. No, but the point of that is, I'm saying it's like gender roles, blah 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 blah, and like yes, Andy has the full-time off-farm job that mainly provides for our family. I do a lot of fucking shit. I do a lot of shit. I work really hard to also financially provide for my family.
I will say this though.
That's weird that you're going to interrupt me, but
sorry. How are you finished?
Thank you. So I also do a lot to financially support my family, but it's nowhere near the stability and security of his job. But on top of all of the labor I put in to also try to financially contribute, the emotional labor, mental labor, and also physical labor that goes unnoticed, the invisible work, I think they call it, of like keeping our family fucking functioning, deserves just as much of a value as a job. Like, so he has a job. I also have a job, and then I have another job, and then I have another fucking job, and we all have the same number of hours in the day. So I do more because I'm home, and it's not just it. I mean, I do believe there's like a mom versus dad thing. I think we do have different instincts, and like, I don't know how to explain it. So there are things that like, even if given the choice to let him do it, I'm like, no, I have to. I don't know how to explain this, but there's so many things. So it's like, you have no idea what size clothing our children wear, right? This part's going to look a little bad on you, but like, trust the process. So
that's the woman's job.
But I'm saying, so there's things, it's the mental labor that I take on top of everything.
I know.
So it's organizing, booking doctor's appointments. It's keeping track of, I don't know, fucking school days. I don't know, like the stupid holidays and stuff. Actually, you do
My
more of
God,
that.
why do they need so many PD
I don't
days?
know. Well, I mean just like the spirit
Yes,
days.
and spirit days.
Also, look at this camera. Tell them how old your oldest child is. Look them in the eye. How old is your oldest child?
5.
Look them in the eye.
5.
Now look them in the eye and tell them if you have ever clipped your children's nails.
No. Never.
Ever. Once?
No.
You're looking bad right now. You're looking bad.
I don't do nails.
You're looking bad. So things like that.
And I
weaponized incompetence, you guys?
I don't cut hair either,
Okay, so
except my own.
that he's never.
We have our roles. Let's just say
I
that.
know, but hang on. I'm driving the fucking point home. I'm listing out all the things that you don't do.
Okay.
You do a lot, but I'm saying like the mental labor that I do on top of like the financially contributing.
I'm not denying.
I
you don't
know
do
you're
it.
not. So then also like I'm the one who does like I keep track of their clothing sizes and I organize their rooms and I always put away their laundry. So this is sounding a little traditionally
God
gendered.
bless you.
I know. And then if the kids are sick or if there's an appointment, I'm the one who has to stop my work day.
Yes, because you work from
I don't
home.
get a
Yes,
lunch,
I
blah, blah,
understand.
blah, blah. So there's all these things, and I'm not resentful of that. I'm not.
And we're actually very lucky of our situation when it
Yes.
goes to like doctor's appointments or random things when the kids are sick and all
Yes.
that, because I don't have to use a bunch of my sick time or vacation time or anything to do all that, because I'm fortunate enough that you're able to work from home.
Yeah, and we are
Very lucky.
privileged that we can do that. So I'm not complaining. I'm simply trying to make the point that it's like, and I'm not resentful. I'm simply making the point that like we have our roles. This is what works for us, and it changes. But lately, yeah, the point that like I don't fucking do the dishes. I hate doing the dishes. So after I've done all of these other things, and also period, full stop, I birthed them out of my fucking hoo-ha and
That's not that
fed
hard.
them from my tits
That doesn't look that
for
hard,
so
though.
long. So I just feel like at the end of the day, that's what I did. I'm done. But no, so I don't like to do the dishes. And
Yeah,
so
but-
that's Andy. And this is,
No,
I was about to give you a shout out.
I would say, okay, go ahead.
I was about to say, so I feel like it's worked, and I feel like it's been an unspoken agreement that he acknowledges all of this. He knows that I do all of this. So him adding dishes is just what works.
Okay, but you left out that I always, I'm just gonna stay where I am. Never mind.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about like the farm stuff.
Yeah. So I also do the
That's-
farm stuff.
But we
But-
do split that ish, and it depends on the season or what's going on. If it's really cold out, I make him do it more. Yeah. But like we do like
And I typically, this is maybe, well, you can do it, but I get very nervous about it. Our tractor is just big enough where it can handle a round bale, but in dicey situations that the ground's a little even sometimes because of thaws and everything else, it can get a little dicey when you're moving a round bale in the barnyard. So Laurel I don't want to say I've never let you. I always discourage you to not do that, or I always encourage you
which
not
normally
to do that.
backfires when you tell me not to do something, but I am scared of dying.
No,
so
I don't even
I'm
like doing
okay.
it sometimes because
Yeah.
the tractor is just big enough to handle it, and it's a little dicey sometimes. So the only person that does the bales in the feeder and all that stuff is me, because I don't like letting Laurel do that because it's dangerous.
It's not because I'm a woman. That's just, and it's not because of roles.
it's
It's
because
literally a comfort safety thing. I just don't want to
I
do
think
it.
it's just more of a comfort that I don't know. I have more experience driving the tractor in those kinds of situations than you do. And my dad taught me some tricks when handling it.
Yeah, and
I
normally-
actually got straight up lessons from my dad and my neighbor on how to handle those situations with the tractor, because we're both new to a lot of it, right?
all of it.
All of it. So like I've had to learn a little bit, and I've gotten into situations where I've been able to get myself out. So, and I know what it entails in our situation. So I don't like letting Laurel do any of that. So I just do it.
And that again it's understood that it's not because of my gender. It's there's shit I don't want to do, not because I'm a woman, but because I just don't want to fucking do it, and he can do it.
But going back
I
to
don't
the
wanna do
dishes thing, there is one pet peeve that I have where, I work 5 days a week and I come home and then
We're doing this on here. I thought this is exactly what you held back on, and you're
Okay,
doubling
no,
down.
You're right. No, I'm
no.
not.
Now you have to.
There are times where the dishes and the chores, like on a night where there's a lot for me to do out there, there's so much, and then I got to make lunches. There's so much, and then dinner. There's so much going on from the second I get home and pick the little guy up from daycare, that by the time I actually have an opportunity to sit down and relax with the kids that I haven't seen all day, it's like 30 minutes and then they're in bed. And sometimes that's a lot on me. And I know you recognize that. And I know it's grinding your gears right now that I'm bringing it up. But I'm just saying, it's not all the time. Sometimes dishes take me 2 seconds, and chores some nights are really quick. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's disappointing that I don't get to hang out with my kids a little bit more.
But do you think maybe have you ever considered what was happening with my day?
Yeah,
do you think maybe that drop off went late and I didn't get to start my work day until 10:30 a.m.
I am considerate of that sometimes.
And I had to stop to pick them up at 2:30.
Let's move on. Yep.
I just want you open this can of worms. Like, I hear you and I do understand that, but I think in those situations, it would be important for you to consider outside of your own brain.
Yes, and I do.
Okay. Oh, you do? Now you do?
There's only a rare occurrence where I feel that way. It's rare. Because we usually, on those days, sometimes we both pitch in and get it all done. So.
Yeah, or we both just decide to fucking leave it and we live in squalor, and that's also a great option.
There's some days where it gets left for a couple days.
Who fucking cares? Because mental health and oh my God. We're going to end it on this. I don't know how this started. It was me. Like a couple weeks ago, I think, for some stupid fucking reason, I started telling the kids, like, I don't know. Our oldest has been really into like, oh, this is really healthy, right? Like learning about like what's good for you, what's healthy. And for whatever reason, I got them saying some tagline. I was like, yeah, guys, because health and wellness, like health and wellness. And so I started making them say it, and they were just like, they'll just repeat like health and wellness, and we'll like be eating dinner. And I'm like, right, guys, because health and wellness. And then they fucking say health and wellness, and it's this fucking thing now that we just walk around.
And then since you've been cutting wood, sometimes we stress the importance for safety, like glasses or gloves or whatever, right? And now it's turned into safety, health, and wellness, Mom.
My kids don't go to school and say swear words. They go to school and say random shit like safety, health, and wellness.
Wear your PPE.
I love that for them and for us. Well, that was quite a journey.
Sure was. But you know what? We needed that.
Yeah.
We never sit down and talk like this.
And now we won't for probably 5 business days.
We are good to just ignore each other.
Do you want to book another session in like a month?
Is this like
for
a
an
tattoo
episode?
session? You got to book it in?
Yeah, well, I had to wait weeks to get you in the chair.
On a day off. So I want to suggest that this is the day we're recording. This is the day before Valentine's Day.
Is it? Oh.
And I suggest that all husbands do this with their wives as their Valentine's treat is sit down with your wife and just talk. You know, sometimes that's what they want more than anything, more than chocolates or flowers. Just have an ear, have an open ear.
Am I getting chocolates or flowers?
It can go a long way. No, you're not getting anything. This is it. But I'm just saying, an ear for your wife to talk to, that's what they want.
I'm going to order the chainsaw.
No, you're not. Try it out first.
I'm going to get a new axe.
No.
Happy Valentine's to me.
I'll get you some wood for Valentine's Day. How's that? And
was that sexual or not?
No. Why? I was talking about wood to chop.
I immediately assumed. I'm like, you're 12. Okay, you'll get me a big tree?
I'll get you a big piece of wood to cut.
Now I can't tell if you're being serious or joking. I legitimately would like you to get a tree from the forest in no innuendo.
For Valentine's Day.
Like a nice dried seasoned one that can split. I'm going to
source one out from the
like a nice red oak.
Deepest crevices of the bush.
This is just, we can't escape this.
I didn't even make that up, but that was good.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for this. And we'll see you next time on Shore Beer Chats.
Shore Beer Chats.